research team has ever tried to put together in a single study everything there is to know about a large group of people. The Kavli Human Project is that effort. Our goal is to study 10,000 New Yorkers embedded in 2,500 families over the course of 20 years to build the most comprehensive database and the most comprehensive image of what it is that makes humans human.
The name signifies what it will do. Human is actually an acronym. It's human understanding through measurement and analysis.
We know a lot about how humans behave in the lab. We know a lot less about how the neurobiology of the brain, how the structural pathways of our bodies actually cause us to behave in the natural environment.
The Kavli Human Project is incredibly special because it brings together different threads of research that haven't really been brought together in a serious, meaningful way before. We have neuroscientists and psychologists and sociologists who think a lot about how people make decisions, how people behave in the world, how people interact with each other. And many of them don't really work with real-life data. And then we have, on the other hand, people who study data, data scientists, urban scientists, people who think about the larger picture, and to bring them together to be able to think about people within their environment and how all of those forces interact is something that is new and really hasn't been thought about together before.
It's really a bit of a biobehavioral complex, and to study medicine separately from studying behavior doesn't make sense in an era in which smoking, obesity, and Alzheimer's disease are among the very major problems that we face as a society.
About a year ago, the leaders of the Human Group were approached by the Kavli Foundation and asked a very simple question. What's the next step in understanding human behavior? The solution to the problem of understanding human behavior was to take an unprecedented approach, to try not to study one thing at a time, but instead to try and capture all at once the behavior of a living snapshot of an American city.
The role I played for initiating the Kavli Human Project is that I was a great matchmaker between Paul Glimcher, who is a leading and pioneer in neuroeconomics, and Steve Koonin, who is the guru of urban data set.
Given my interests in fully understanding a city and Paul's interest in fully understanding people, there was a natural connection, and the project grew from those interactions.
This is, in essence, the culmination of a search for exactly the right way to study human beings over time in light of the new technological and biological understanding that we have.
Two trends have come together over the course of the last decade, which uniquely make the Kavli Human Project possible today. That's the emergence of big data, the tools for understanding huge data sets, and the emergence of the tools for gathering those data sets at the level of individual people operating in natural environments.
Now we can begin to pull together a complete view of human life as it exists in our time and place.
We're really building an interstate highway of a data infrastructure. It's very exciting.
Traditionally, people who are in a scientific study are called participants. But we have a view of a different relationship, and we hope that the people who are part of our study will be our partners. Partners in governance of the study, as well as in learning more about what we find out from their data.
All the data that we analyze will have protection of the privacy, and that is actually an extremely important element of this study design.
We have leading experts in the field in privacy and data protection.
We brought together tremendous numbers of technologists, lawyers, anthropologists even, philosophers, and ethicists to ask these questions.
We're making extraordinary attempts to make sure that the data are in a safe place, that they're only accessed by safe people, that there are safe outputs associated with them, and that ensures that the information is protected as closely as possible.
The impact of the Kavli Human Project will first of all be better science. I think we'll get a deeper understanding of how individuals behave, how families interact, and how they interact with the broader community.
Kavli Human Project is the first time we're looking at the integrated human experience over a long period of time.
One of the most exciting things about the Kavli Human Project is that it's both science and policy. So while we're doing research to understand how people lead their lives and how they make decisions in the real world, we can actually use that information to feed back and improve the lives of everyone in the city, not just our participants.
From a New York point of view, this will give a complete and accurate picture of New York life and let us to set policies that are specific to New York.
Because I think it's a real opportunity for them to improve their own city, right? We tell people, don't litter, clean up after your dog. I mean, this is a way in which you could really change the way that our city is governed, and I think, I hope that everyone will want to participate.
Something that may have been a dream maybe 10 years ago is now within our grasp, and therefore we should grab it.
It is my belief that this project will fundamentally change the nature of social scientific and natural scientific collaboration.
We've looked at the stars, we've looked at nuclear reactions, but we've never had a holistic picture of human life, not a quantitative, complete one. And this is perhaps the first project that will give us a view of ourselves. And what other question is more important than that?
Great science always comes from new instrumentation. When Galileo first turned the telescope on the heavens, it opened up a great vista for understanding our place in the universe. When Van Leeuwenhoek first looked at a cell through the microscope, it opened up a whole vista of understanding biological systems. I think the Kavli Human Project, with the technologies, the data analysis, and the understanding we have of humans now, has the potential to do the same sort of thing for individuals and the society that's made up of them.
Today, each of us effectively gives away just a treasure trove of data to the corporate world. Where we are at every moment in time is being monitored, and that data is being used to make money. What we look at on TV, what we look at on the internet, who we talk to, what we buy, what we spend money on, all of these are things that are being captured at every second. The Kavli Human Project offers each of us this challenge. Take your data back. Instead of giving our data for free for corporations, let's bring our data together as a community. Let's use that data not to sell things, but to make a better world. And let's begin by making a better New York.